Excited about Airsoft? Hit the like button and comment to join other Airsofters in the conversation. What's up, Airsofters? We had so much fun doing our vest build video that we thought, hey, let's try and tackle another facet of Airsoft in a platform that has a huge variety of customizability. This is a HELIOS SLR B15 AEG. It comes in a variety of lengths, a variety of colors, and we thought it would be a fun challenge to each of us take a different version of it and see if we could make it a little better. Good luck, everyone. I can't wait to see your builds.
So, I had the 5.5 inch in multicam black, and I love this finish. It looks super clean, but with such a short gun, I was thinking I should go with an indoor build, especially because I've only really started playing indoor in the last couple months, haven't built a gun for that before. The biggest things that I felt like I needed for indoor play are a tracer and a flashlight. So I threw an EMG Guardian on the front here, and then for the light, I got a Bravo element right here, offset on an Airsoft mount that keeps it super tight down against this rail, and I ran it with a pressure switch so that with my hand comfortably on the gripping the rail the way that I'd want it to, I can just hit it real quick with my thumb, flash it on and off. Now for the bottom of the handguard here, the Strike Industries M-Lock hand stop system perfectly made it nice and smooth on the bottom, super comfy to grasp. I'm really happy with how that came out, although I did have to modify it a little bit with the Dremel tool because there's little half M-Lock slots because this is such a short rail. For my optic here, I went with an EMG Raid pistol red dot. Again, going with the indoor theme, wanted to keep this gun super small, super compact, so I went with the smallest red dot I could get. And this thing works great, got pretty clear glass. Big fan of it. This stubby stock works perfectly with the shortened buffer tube that this gun comes with. I like how short this gun can get, especially if I'm playing indoor with it. I need to turn corners super tight. And the last thing that I did is I actually threw a custom mag release on here. And now this is an ambidextrous mag release. I think this is the Angel custom one. Other than that, I did add some very small rail covers here. Because the gun comes with the Hex Mag Multicam Black, I think it just looks super clean to have this little touch of the hex up front. So there it is, the 5.5 inch Multicam Black SLR, built out for indoor, and I'm really happy with how this came out.
Hi, I'm Tanya, and this is my SLR built on the 3-inch light by DYTAC. This is the tan version. I added gold accents to complement the brown. Since the gun is already very small, I wanted to keep it for CQB ready. I went with everything more minimalistic and everything small and meant for CQB. This is going to be the Noveske KX5. It's a tracer and also an amplifier. On the bottom, I did an APS mini hand stop. I try to keep everything small and compact for this build. On top, I have the UTG Mini Riser with the EMG Mini red dot. This is the Angel Custom charging handle. I chose it because it's gold to complement the other accents on it. Going towards the stock, I chose the EMG 8-inch buffer tube. With the stock is the Alpha stock, so it has more battery storage compared to the slim one that it comes with. So I like how lightweight it is. I like how everything complements each other. I like how the KX5 fits inside perfectly, even with a handguard that small. Definitely love that it has M-Lock for something like this, and keeping up to date with the trends and just trying to add a little bit of color without it being too flashy. And yeah, that's my build. It's very simple and I kept it minimalistic.
Alright guys, so the base of my completed build started as an EMG HELIOS SLR B15 6.7 inch ion handguard, because I really like SLR's kind of styling, and so I was excited to start this project with a platform that I really liked myself. So initially I started off by painting some things. One of the cool things that SLR does on their real rifles is have like this really cool mismatched color scheme. And I really like that aesthetic. It's something that I did on my SR25 build when I turned it into like a 308 SBR. So I chose a brown from the Montana color line. And I started off by painting the pistol grip and the handguard and stock all together. The really cool thing about the EMG Beta brace is it looks like a brace from the side, which is really cool looking, but you don't have that lack of usability for airsoft. Instead, that back, instead of being a brace, is a battery compartment that fits really, really nicely. It's easy to gain access to. You just remove that cover. Because the positioning of that locking pin was further back, I needed to go with a different buffer tube. So I went with an EMG buffer tube that was a tan color that I really thought would go well with this. But then I started thinking, you know, I'd really like this at fully collapsed to match up perfectly. So I modified the front end and cut it down. And then because I wanted it to be able to collapse fully, the buffer tube was too long, so I cut that down on the backside too. Because it's aluminum, you can hacksaw it. I was really happy with how that was looking, so I decided to move forward and start assembling the front end. And I thought this would be a great place to show off some different options for mounting flashlights as well as pressure pads. This is a Night Evolution, one of their shorter flashlights, which I really like. So I went with an offset mount that kicked the flashlight up a little higher. On the opposite side, I went with one of these aluminum pressure switch pads. It slides into this and it's got wire routing underneath it. It's M-LOK compatible. When you're choosing to mount them on the 45 though, they're a little bit wider than they should be, and so I had to again modify here, then ran my wire underneath it, screwed it all down. I thought that came together really well. Further forward from that, I've gone with an Angel Custom Fireworks Simulator mock suppressor. I really like the angular design of this mock suppressor and tracer unit combo. I think it paired well with the body. And you've got the added benefit of it having an orange, that orange flashing strobe for like muzzle flash in the front. So that'll give you some added realism and some cool functionality, especially when you're playing in, you know, close quarters, kind of indoor games where I think this length really shines and tracers are becoming more and more popular. So I thought that was a really cool addition there. Up top, I've gone with a set of Chris Crytac Defiance polymer backup iron sights. These are just the slimmest ones of really good quality that I like putting on my rifles. And then finally up top, going with a higher red dot mount allows you to bring the rifle up quicker without having to drop your head to see into the optic. You don't need to drop it at all. You literally lift the rifle right up into your field of view. One of the coolest ways to do that in airsoft is with one of these PTS Unity mounts. They're great for T1s and T2s that all have the same mounting design. Now to that, I've attached a primary arms red dot. So overall, I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. I love the color scheme. I'm really pleasantly surprised with how comfortable it is to use. And I kind of wish I could take this home with me. It would match, stylistically, it would match my 308 really well. But this was a lot of fun.
All right, so I decided to do something a little off the wall for my own personal style and touch. I wanted to do something that had a lot of accent colors onto it, almost like, kind of like a very speedsoft looking gun, or a very like, just like, hey, this is gonna be the gun I roll in an indoor field or something like that. So I built this with that in mind. Start with the first parts here. I added a Draco's barrel inside, along with a Strike Industries tracer unit on the front, just obviously in red. We added sling points to this side, even though it already has one on the rail, but it's decided to do an angled one, as well as a Strike Industries vertical grip and a TLR1 flashlight on the front. Going back, didn't really do much with the receiver. Starting off, I used a Max model mag release. It basically has ambidextrous on both sides. It had a little bit of a tight fit to it, but overall was pretty good. Moving back, I put on this Strike Industries buffer tube. This Strike Industries buffer tube is actually from one of the GMPs, the new one. I had to use this one specifically because I wanted to use the Strike Industries small stock. This is the real Strike Industries stock accessory, and it does fit on the grooved, as you can see here, there's a groove on the buffer tube. So that way you can rock this real steel accessory on this airsoft gun. Sight-wise, I chose something very off the wall in my own opinion. This is the NC Star flip-up
sight. It has a few different options that are kind of cool. It can go on a pistol, it can go on a rifle, it can go on a Picatinny, and it's just kind of cool. So you flip it up and then you're all ready to rock. And then when you need to store it or what have you, you want to take care of it, you just flip it out of the way. Overall, pretty cool build, pretty fun.
So the EMG HELIOS SLR Rifleworks AEG that I got is the 13.7 inch handguard. Since I got such a long rifle, I decided let's set it up more for outdoor play. Now, what do I like when I'm playing outdoors? I like a rifle that's very lightweight, which it is. So I wanted to make sure that I didn't put a lot of stuff on it. First and foremost, I put one of these EMG Raid red dots on there with, it's got the 2 different reticle options, which I really like, the circle dot. I didn't touch anything else back here because I thought that the stock is plenty adequate. You just put a buffer tube battery in there. It's nice and slim, lightweight, gives you a QD sling point right here, and you got another QD sling point right here, so you've got options. The pistol grip, the motor grip is comfortable. So most of my customization happened on the front end, and a lot of it had to do with comfort. First and foremost, I put these BCM rail covers on, which are like basically grip tape. These fit into M-LOK slots. They make it for key mod also, and very slim, lightweight. I did have to cut them a little bit to fit the various lengths of M-LOK slots that they had available, but with just a pair of scissors, you can do that pretty easy. They're cheap, they're lightweight, and like I said, they give you a ton of traction. So I put those all over the handguard there. And then I left the hand stop on the front that comes stock with the SLR rifle. It's their SLR hand stop. I think that's plenty functional. And again, lightweight, out of the way. And you can also use that to push up against barriers when you're shooting and you need to stabilize a long distance shot. So this is an Ace-Tech lighter BT tracer unit. BT stands for Bluetooth. So actually with their app, you can watch your FPS shot for shot. This will also do red and green BBs, no problem. Now, if you are playing night games outdoors, you definitely want a flashlight, at least for navigation. So this is an Inforce WML Gen 2, and I chose it because it sits right there on top of the rifle. It's not on the left or the right-hand side to get in the way of any kind of barriers that you might want to press up against. As you can see, it's a very slim profile. Nothing on the left, nothing on the right. It's all on top or bottom. So when you need to snug up against cover, left or right side, that's really easy to do. You're not bumping into a flashlight or anything like that. That's what I did to my SLR AEG. You might not think it's a lot, but it's the little things that count.
So now you guys have seen the process that we all go through when customizing our rifles, going through the website, trying and testing different things, and ultimately coming up with 5 different ways to build the same line of AEGs. Let's sweep a couple of these off the table, talk about each one individually, what the decisions were when we went through those things, and hopefully you guys in the comment section can follow along with us and maybe provide some input on what you would have done differently or how you would have customized these. Mason, let's start with yours.
Cool. And here is what I come up with for the longest SLR in the line. What do you guys think?
I like the inclusion of the rail covers. I think oftentimes, like, when people think like, oh, like M-LOK, like I don't need to put any rail covers on, or like anything that's like not Picatinny, people are like, oh, it's smooth enough. But I think the rail covers look really cool.
Love the light choice, tracer choice. Pretty much all the action is on the front end of the gun. Very simplistic, but still 2 thumbs up from me.
Golf clap, everyone. Golf clap. Mason, thank you.
Thank you. All right, George, let's check out yours.
Whoa.
Red and
Very red.
black.
Yeah.
Hold on, very cool.
Finishing touch.
Oh! That's the coolest feature.
That is cool. Yeah.
That's the coolest feature.
No, it's really cool looking. Yeah. So I mean, talk to us about like the stock is really cool looking, but it's not adjustable, or how does that work?
It's not adjustable, no.
Okay.
It's got a feature I think you'll appreciate. It's got a gas block with a gas tube.
This pleases me. I know they do nothing, but they look cool. In particular, I really like that you've gone with the Draco's barrel, and I think it looks really cool inside the SLR rail you have up front. I like the oppressor. I love the strike link. That's my favorite one of my favorite hand stops.
Yes. All right, Matt, what you got?
I went, admittedly, a little overboard. And
Yes, you did. Wow.
I went a little overboard. I apologize. I like SLR in general, but
Yeah.
I decided to color it a little bit different, change the buffer tube.
The paint choice you went
Yeah.
for the stock and everything like that to match the light was a very good choice.
Matt, I love this riser you chose. Does it have another iron sight in the middle of it?
It does. So this is
you have
this
4
is-
iron sights.
Can't get enough, huh?
So I was noticing on a lot of the builds that I'm the only one who went with backup irons, and I'm also the only one who didn't need to because it's integrated into the sight. That's enough for me. Tanya, what'd you do? Ooh. So this is the shortest one in the SLR lineup. I love the gold accents you've gone with. I think it's
the gold accents are pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think that with the tan, looks surprisingly good.
It's small. I like SMGs, anything compact, so this would be perfect for me. I like smaller guns.
I think Tanya's the only one that changed out the charging handle right there, which looks really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, silent clap for Tanya's as well. Yeah, yes. Noah?
All right.
Okay. Okay. Multicam black.
So this one comes stock with a paint job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I felt like doing anything more would be overkill.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't think of many other platforms that come in multicam black as a screened on image, so I think that's really cool. I love the wire routing you've got. You used one of the really cool Ranger bands that keep everything kind of
Super cheap and super effective. Really.
Yes.
Yeah, and it lets me move the pressure switch forward and back a little bit if I want to shift my grip at all.
Oh, okay. I also noticed that both you and Tanya use the same EMG Raid red dot, but you've both gone with two different mounts.
I think Tanya had the cooler mount, to be honest. But I do like UTG risers, just being nice and small and affordable.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, super compact. I think it goes really well.
Very good build. Really like this one.
Silent clap or golf clap. Very, very nicely done.
Good
So
job.
now you guys have seen 5 different ways to build 5 different lengths of AEG, all within the same series. Hopefully that gave you some inspiration for your next build.
Or to build one of these SLRs.
Yeah, and if you guys, again, saw something that you liked, that you didn't like, something that you'd do differently, put those in the comments section. We read all of them. We can't wait to hear from you guys. If you guys have an idea for another build that we could all tackle, different versions of, we'd like an opinion there too. See you guys later. Don't miss out on the action. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram, check out our TikTok, and join us on Facebook for everything Airsoft.